Hello, welcome to Spy Money. Today, ES actually hit the targets that I talked about last night, and pretty happy about that. We had this one up here that was 29.77 is where I was guessing, thereabout, and then we actually hit like 29.75. So I'll take it. We actually just barely went up, touched it. A lot of times, whenever you have a resistance like that, it'll actually pop through and then kind of come down, but it actually hit it perfect and then come right on down. To get that a little closer, you had just a little bit of the wick went over top of it, which, I mean, that's fine. That is a perfect trend or resistance. And we are still staying in this channel. Looks like that we possibly might come back down to the 27.74 range. And today, or actually all yesterday and everything, it actually shot up quite a bit, and then overnight it went up. And go to a 15-minute chart. It hit that at 2:30 in the morning. So we hit that, and then it just started selling off, then went back up. We would come up, and really there is if you look right here, you'll see it's really probably right there. We have a resistance here. We have a resistance and support there. You can see it better there. And then we actually came up, touched it again, and then sold off. So it's actually playing, within the support and resistance lines across it. So it's actually doing pretty good. We come down to this one. I thought that we're in a little bit of a channel. I'm using a different program, NinjaTrader, to trade my futures, and I'm trying to get all my charting and everything over to NinjaTrader so that I'll start doing everything from there and not on TOS. I'm going to switch everything over, including my options, over to NinjaTrader. It's a much cheaper platform. You got to buy a license, but once you buy that, then everything's cheaper, so it should work out pretty good. I'm hoping. So we had this channel that it started going in today, and so if we come back, I have this drawn on my NinjaTrader, but you can see here that it hit here, come down, went right back, then we come down. So I was thinking that it may go ahead and bounce up here again. Not real sure what it's going to do. It looked like it was getting ready to drop right before it closed, and then it shot back up a little bit. So if we go into that a little closer, we have our 200 there. We have the support and resistance line. It's actually working as a resistance now. And then we've had this channel here. So right here, we need to wait and see what's going to happen. Just not 100% yet. I think that it will probably drop out of that. It could easily go up and hit this channel though. So we'll just have to wait and see where we are with that. Let's see here. Trump administration is nearing a deal with Sudan, if I said that right, to resolve claims over Al-Qaeda's 1998 bombings of U.S. embassies in Africa, government officials say. I'm not really sure what that means. One thing I did find out is LK, which is a Luckin, it's a Chinese Starbucks pretty much, they are going to resume trading on, what day was that? Wednesday, I think it was. Yeah, Wednesday, after being halted for over a month. So that's good news for me. I've got calls on it, so I'm hoping it opens and it just starts going up. I'm hoping that the Chinese dump a bunch of money in it and make the stock go up. That would be wonderful. I have January calls on that. And I thought they were going to be dead, so it looks like I may be able to get something out of them. But as far as the ES goes, it looks like, right now we just need to wait till opening, and if it drops down below this, then it's going to continue to sell off. If it pumps up here, we're probably looking at coming up and hitting this area here, the 29.45. Depends on how close or how far it goes over. If it just does the consolidation like this one, then we're probably looking at coming over and touching maybe over in here, the 29.35 to 29.40. So run through there, or not 40, but 29.37 maybe. But there's a good chance it may come up and hit this one again. Depends on how strong of a uptrend it's going to have. And if it doesn't, we're probably looking at it just going ahead and selling off. Our next resistance our support would be 28.92, and then we are looking at 28.76. Then we are looking at 28.31 and 27.92. But I think that we will probably come down to this range here, which this one will be 27.60 roughly. So looking at 27.60 there, we have our channel that is set up right there. And if we go back and look at that with the channel, I mean, I can actually drop that down more because play into that. It's more resistance, but I'm gonna keep the channel right there because we're hitting this one. If we go in, I could drop just a tad bit. Well, if I do that, then it's gonna move the whole thing right there. So that one would be the 27.69, but I would say that's more than likely probably going to be on this one. Let's go ahead and drop it all the way down to that. That's more in line with across the board support and resistance line, or actually support lines more than anything. We'll keep it right there. So we've got that trend, and today this trend here, I wish I could show you that other one. I had everything drawn out on it. If you look right here, it's actually right here. So we've got this little box that we're in right now. So it actually dropped through this one, and that's a pretty good. We actually dropped through that channel and come down and hit this one. So it's kind of taking this one out of play now. This could easily go ahead and bounce up and then take off. We were at the end of the trading day, so it's hard to say really what's going to happen with it. We draw this one here just a little bit longer up through there. Right there. So I'll keep that one in. This one's actually been coming over though. Go back here. This one's actually been playing within this channel. This might just be a little pullback. If we look, we will see do a trend line from there to there. If we take and grab this one, and it actually overshot that one. So I was thinking if this trend right here, if we went from here to here, where it would be over here, we actually went over that. We could easily still take off on that though. So I'm not really convinced where it's going to go. Part of me thinks it's going to go ahead and reverse here and going up because where the Feds have been pumping in the money and so forth. So with them pumping in more money, this could easily blow out of that. We are on, say, 1, not quite 2. We're in a double top right now. This is, with it being in a double top, this may just be a little pullback in order to take off. This was overextended right here. So if I do put that line back, if I did from there to there, that's actually lining up good if I go from this one. But you want to go down to the bottom one. But from this one, it's actually putting it in the same spot. I think that as soon as we open up at 6 o'clock, within 30 minutes, we're going to know where this is going to go. If it keeps on dropping, then we're probably going to go ahead and test that bottom channel again. If we reverse, then we're probably going to go ahead and hop back up in this channel and then take off. So probably 30 minutes, maybe an hour after 6 o'clock. So by 7 o'clock, we should know where we're going to go as far as which direction. We could easily go ahead and pull this back down to this bottom channel though. If we go back into GC, GC is kind of doing the exact same thing in that channel. It actually pulled back, come down to the 200, and it's trying to bounce up. Depends on, I guess, with GC going up and with ES dropping, they're actually doing the inverses of each other now. They haven't been doing that for a long time. And to me, gold looks more like it's going down because we come down, we're staying along this bottom channel. We're not really playing across the top. We're actually staying across the bottom. So when a candle runs across the bottom, that's a good sign that it will just drop out. When it's running across this top, it's a good sign that it'll go up. If it's just going like this, look out. You never know where it's going to go. Then you put a breakout in where you have a buy up here and you have a sell down here, and whichever direction it goes, it hits it and then takes off and cancels the other one out. It's called a breakout. So if you do a breakout trade, then that will work out real good for you. So you can have a trade up here and a trade down there, and then as soon as it does whatever, it will get you in the trade and take off. So that's one way you can trade it. But on this one right here, I would say that probably just a little pullback, and it's probably going to drop right there. If we go back into a 15-minute to see what it was doing, we hit that 200 right there. Hitting the 200 is coming back down. So with it actually coming back down to RSI is kind of up on the top end right here. I'd say we'll probably pop up just a little bit and then probably pull back down. And go back to a 4 hour, see what the 4 hour is doing. 4 hour looks pretty much the same as the 1 hour. So when you look at the 1 hour, a lot of times you'll see quite a bit of difference on them. If we go back to a daily, so this was the big drop and then it kept coming back up. Daily staying across the EMA, so this could just keep on pushing on up. And if we look at the ES on the daily, we dropped out of it, but we come up. So it's they're both looking bullish actually. Both looking real bullish on the daily. If we go, I know the weekly is going to be that way. Weekly definitely going to show bullish. Staying across the top of the DMA, so you know, it depends on. I'd say we'll probably bounce here and go right on up. That'd be my guess. Our MACD's turning down. It's actually been turning down for several days now. This is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 1 day worth right there. 24 hours went up. I don't know. I'm kind of leaning more bullish to it. This is the type of cup and handle I just noticed. So you got a cup. We'll pull back. Probably pull back. We might pull back to 28.90 or so, and then take off. So this is a type of cup and handle here. So we'll look back at GC. Yeah, don't really have a cup on yet. So it looks, everything looks pretty bullish though. If we go to NQ, NQ almost hit that channel. We were talking yesterday evening that I felt that it would probably go up and hit this channel. So probably looking at the 24.77 range. So if this would reverse and come up and hit that, I think that's where we're going to be. We're above that EMA, staying in that channel. Our 200's coming up. Looks pretty bullish to me, guys. So in a long trade, I don't know, that's what I would say to do. I wish I had got in like 4 contracts right here and just held it the whole time. You're talking about a lot of money. That's a lot of money. Easier math, 2174 up to what is that? Might as well call it 3,000. So call it 800 points. 802 be $160,000 if I would have bought 4 contracts here and just held them to right here. $160,000, never did anything but waited a month and a half. Well, might as well call it 2 months. 2 months, $160,000 and 1 trade. That would have been pretty awesome. But I didn't do it. Anybody else do it? I wish they would. If they did, don't tell me. That's a lot of money. I don't want to know. SPY will look at it again. It's staying within that channel, and we are staying above this EMA. So staying above that, that's a bullish sign. We are pushing against this channel, so we'll just have to wait and see. This one never touched it. This one did, and it was still coming up. But you can see, I mean, we're making higher lows really. So we've got one here, we got one there. This barely dropped down, but it's still, if you look right here, it's still a low, or a higher low. I said lower high. I'm talking higher lows. And with that going on, we are looking at how can I draw this? No, it won't fit. Let me go to ES, see if it'll pull up on ES that way. And I was trying to figure out if I could get a ascending wedge pattern in there, but it's not doing it. It's just staying in that channel. So we'll just have to wait and see in about an hour or so after opening which direction it's going to go. I do believe it's probably going to be going bullish though, but looking at the MACDs and stuff, it shows a downturn, so it could easily just keep on coming down. But anyway, I hope that helps you with your trading today. See if I look, let me see if I can pull up this other one. Let's see here. Bear with me 1 second here, and I'll see if I can pull this up on. I gotta add a screen here. Let's see. Take this one down, and then I'll bring this one up. Bear with me. Sorry. I'm going to show you this Ninja Trader one. There we go. Now you can see it. So this is how I charted out today, and I know it looks like a mess, but it's really not. So this is what Ninja Trader looks like, and this is how I've been trading. Different little strategy. Been drawing channels with it. I've been trying to do more price action than I am the other ways I trade, and it's actually worked out pretty good for me. This one here, you know, once you stay in this channel, once you break it, then you start a new one, and then it kind of keeps going back and forth, measuring the distances between from here to up here, and then bringing that over and making the other areas do the same. So this one here almost went up to there. This one, when you went to this arrow, brought it over to here, and this is kind of in the same area as what this was. We didn't actually hit it though, and we actually dropped out. So then it's just a matter of drawing the arrows here and then seeing where you go to here. So you know, when you draw this horizontal line going across, it come up. We had, you know, the 1, 2. That's what they call it. Just something I've been learning lately, and it's actually working out pretty good. Trying to do more than using indicators. I'm trying to get away from more of the indicators and just go into more price action. Price action seems to be the way to go, and there's a lot of learning to it, but I think it's actually safer trades and knowing where it is. So you really don't need like one EMA, and then you draw your arrows to figure out where you're going. Like right here, if you put in a horizontal line from here, so from there, if this would actually went ahead and, you know, say this one would pull back, it probably would have touched there and pulled down. So there's just different ways you can do it, but that's how I'm actually trading right now. I did a lot of paper trading on this. I didn't actually do any real money trading today. I just wanted to paper trade this and see what it did, and I actually did pretty good on it. Messed up on some of it. Wasn't what I call a successful paper trade day, but I'm not one to really paper trade, but this one I wanted to do it because there's a lot of money you can lose real fast. I mean, it can go 5 points from say 29.35 to 29.30, and you can lose $250 just that quick, just in that little bit there, or you can make it. So paper trading's not bad when you're trying new strategies and so forth. I recommend it to everybody. And this one here, it even showed that it dropped out of that channel, and when it dropped out, then I was actually looking more for another area to go. So right now we're looking at 29.10 roughly is where I think it'll probably drop down to, and I'm in this trade right now. So whenever it opens up, then, you know, hopefully it'll keep on going. I'm in a short on it. Again, it's paper trade, but I treat it just like my money, and that's what you should do. So this is some of the different charting and so forth that I'll be doing, and I'm going to switch everything over to the Ninja Trader, start doing all my trading here, and it is a lot cheaper to trade on here than it is on the TD Ameritrade. TD Ameritrade's got a good platform and stuff, but if you're trading futures, it's too slow. It's very lagging. If you're doing options on it, it does okay. Options aren't that critical to be at a very, you know, a real close spot, but future contracts are. So I'm going to be switching over to this, and I can just change back and forth. Like I said, I don't have everything lined up as far as all my trading and so forth on it, so I didn't want to do tonight this way. I'll have all this set up probably by tomorrow, and that's how we're going to start doing it. So we're going to be looking at this one. If you're interested in future contracts, you can go to SpyMoneyLLC.com. It's in the link in the description, and I have courses on there, so if you don't know how to trade futures, then that is a good place to get started. I take you from the 1800s up until today. What I would recommend probably would be the future contracts course first, and then after you kind of get with that and figure out how to do it, then you may want to do the future options course. And I'm getting ready to upload another one on charting, and I'm trying to put some of this information in that charting course, and that's why it's taking a little bit longer. I want to go ahead and add this to it because I think it's going to be very important for your charting. But I guess that's about it. So if you like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you tomorrow night. Have a good night.